All right, so we're here today and we're going to be talking about anything and everything and answer all of your questions about living in Peoria, Arizona. Why is Peoria so popular? What is the difference between Peoria and other cities, and the cost of living, the school districts, activities to do in Peoria? This video is going to tell you everything that you need to know. Let's go. Peoria is actually a very, very large city here in the Phoenix metro area. So Peoria is actually in two counties here in Arizona. It's in Maricopa County, which is most of Phoenix Metro Valley, and then it's also in Yavapai County, which is a little bit more up north. So if you can see here on the map, Peoria goes from, it's right in between Glendale and Surprise, and it goes up past the 101, past the 303 a little bit, where there is actually a lake in Peoria, where Lake Pleasant is. Lake Pleasant here in Peoria is actually one of the two largest lakes here in the state of Arizona, besides Roosevelt Lake, which is up north. But you also have Lake Mead, which is a little bit larger, but that's also in Nevada and Arizona, so we're just gonna cut that in half. Peoria's population is over 170,000 people, and it's a little over 178 square miles large. So it's a very, very huge city here in Arizona. And now there's a lot to offer. Peoria offers a lot. Peoria is the fourth largest city here in the state of Arizona, which is pretty insane. You also get two major freeways here in Peoria as well. You get the 101 and then you get the 303 north. So the 101 and the 303 actually go straight through Peoria. The 303 is a little bit more north when it connects to the I-17, and the 101 actually connects to the I-17 as well. So they're both loops, they loop all the way around. The 303 is actually going to have an extension going through Goodyear in the next couple years, so it's going to be a lot more growth coming soon, and Peoria is growing a lot. So Peoria was actually just ranked one of the top luxury neighborhoods to live in here in the state of Arizona, on top of Scottsdale, so it's pretty unique. So they're comparing Peoria to Scottsdale all the time now. So one of the many things to do here in Peoria is, one, you can come to the park here at Roosevelt, right? So you have Roosevelt Park here. You also have baseball fields that are right behind me. You have a playground, a huge playground that is actually under renovation right now. You also have bike trails and walking trails all along the Aquifer River right here. You have the 101 that actually goes right over here. And then you also have you have a gym here. You have Rio Vista Recreational Center. You also have a skate park. You have sand volleyball courts, and you have lakes. You have little ponds here in the Rio Vista Park as well, where you can go fishing. It's wonderful, and you can keep the fish too, so it's not catch and release. You also have a Veterans Memorial here as well that is brand new. They just built it over the last year, couple years or so, and it's spectacular, you guys. Rio Vista has so much to offer for the family, for the kids. If you are retired, there's a lot to offer you here as well, as far as trails and just a very, very outdoorsy experience here at the park. On top of that, you guys, we have a lot of mountain trails here in Peoria as well. So we have West Wing Mountain Preserve that gives you a ton of hiking trails and magnificent 360 views of the city. We also have Pioneer Park, which is south of Peoria, and it's huge. You have a dog park there. It's actually off 83rd and Olive, which is actually where I grew up, over there in the Pinecrest community. And you have condos popping up there. You have apartments, you have gas stations. Pioneer Park is one of the best parks here in Peoria, on top of Rivisto. They're both very, very large, a lot to do. They have a lake there, they have a huge dog park, they have a ton of baseball fields like this that you see behind me, and they also have, I already said a lake, but you can go fishing there as well. And it's walkable, it's in very, very close vicinity of your homes, and also the Peoria Police Station is right down the street, so you're in a very, very safe neighborhood over there as well. One of the best things about Peoria is kind of similar to Glendale, is you get everything. You're right next to Glendale, so you have the Westgate Entertainment District there as well, so it's very, very close. It's about a 10-minute drive if you're in South Peoria. And then on top of that, you guys, you also get P83, which is right off of 83rd Avenue Bell. Bell Road is one of the most busiest streets here in the West Valley, and for good reason, because it has a lot of restaurants, entertainment districts. It has Arrowhead Mall there. It has a ton of bars. It has movie theaters. It has literally anything that you can think of, Bell Road has on it. It has a ton of car dealerships too. So if you're looking for a car, Bell Road is a place to go, off of Bell Road and the 101. So it has a lot. So that's one reason why Bell Road is one of the busiest, because they have put everything on Bell Road at the very beginning. I would say Peoria and Glendale, because Bell Road actually runs through a ton. It actually goes through, because Arizona is on a grid system here in Arizona, it goes from one end of the valley to the other. Because we're on a grid system here in Arizona, and actually it goes through one end of the valley to the other, from, like, I would say Surprise all the way to Scottsdale. So it's a very, very large road, and it's it's booming. So as far as P83 goes, there's a lot to do there. You get a lot of restaurants, you get a lot of bars, you get a lot of events and experiences. Now, another thing that you can do here in Peoria is you can attend spring training games at P83. So at the Peoria Sports Complex, which is literally right off of 83rd Ave and Bell Road, you get to experience a ton of events, a ton of parades. So they do fireworks on the 4th of July, a huge event. I go there every year. It is amazing, spectacular. They have live concerts, live bands out there. And then you also get the spring training events. So it's a 145 acres facility of just baseball. It's insane. So you have the San Diego Padres and the Seattle Mariners. They both share this complex. And then in Goodyear, you also have another spring training facility. And then in downtown Phoenix, you have another one. There's so many areas to experience the spring training here in Arizona. It's bizarre. Some of the best neighborhoods in Arizona are here in Peoria. You have Vistancia. Vistancia is spectacular. It's here in North Peoria, one of the best communities here. And I keep saying that in every video, but I may be biased because I live here. But anyways, Vistancia is wonderful. It's top of the notch, luxury, new homes, definitely growing, no HOA, and you get a lot for your money out there. You also have Zuni Hills Elementary, which is one of the top schools in Peoria. It's insane. And on top of that, you also have Lake Pleasant, which is right down the road. So if you're looking outdoorsy, outgoing lifestyle, this is where you want to be. North Peoria, hands down. You also get Happy Valley, which isn't as close to Lake Pleasant as Vistancia is, but it is in a very, very close vicinity. You can just hop on the 303 and get right over there. Happy Valley is the original North Peoria, and then Vistancia just kind of grew over the last couple of years. You can hop on Lake Pleasant Parkway and get to that area right away. It's insane. And then over here in Lake Pleasant, you guys, you can go boating, you can go fishing, you can go kayaking, you can go wakeboarding. But here at Lake Pleasant, you also have the world's largest slide where you can slide down and jump into the water. You also have an obstacle course here. You have one of those like water jet things that you can go up and really feel like you're on like a jet powered engine or something, and it's really cool. You can do that there at Lake Pleasant as well. And there's so many more. You can eat dinner on the lake at Dillon's at Lake Pleasant Harbor. And you also have Lake Pleasant Marina, where you can store your boats if you are looking to buy a boat, or if you have a boat and you're not sure where you're going to store it here in the Arizona desert. Lake Pleasant is a great place to go. So if you guys have questions about Peoria, you can always give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I am here and available to help serve and support you at the highest possible level. So as far as schools, there's actually 2 school districts in Peoria. We have the Peoria Unified School District, and then we also have the Deer Valley Unified School District. Peoria Unified School District is top notch. You're going to get a lot of A+ accelerated schools out there as well. And on top of that, you guys, the housing is impeccable. The housing out here in Peoria is very, very much affordable, and there's a lot of homes being built every single day. If you're wanting this lifestyle, definitely comment below, let me know, give me a call. But the cost of living out here, so the home prices right now in Peoria are averaging about $545,000, and there is still a lot of options out here. So if you're wanting to be underneath that price point, we can definitely try to find you something. Now that's just, like I said, that's the average, but if you go underneath that, you're probably gonna have to put a little bit of elbow grease in there. Now there's definitely a lot of homes available above that price point. It's just a matter of, you know, what part of Peoria you're wanting to live in. So I just told you the truth about living in Peoria, Arizona. Now we're gonna go into one of the best neighborhoods that Peoria has to offer. The Vistancia in Peoria is one of the best high-end luxury neighborhoods that you can get in Peoria, Arizona. Let's get to it. We're all the way out here in Northwest Phoenix, right off the 303 and Happy Valley Road. You are going to get an incredible master plan community. And when I mean master plan, I mean master plan. It's probably one of the best ones in the West Valley. If you put Surprise, Goodyear, Buckeye, Peoria, Glendale, all of these places together, Vistancia is like one of the top best. And it's actually rating higher in luxury living above Scottsdale, Arizona, which is insane because Scottsdale, like I've said before about Peoria, you know, Scottsdale is like the Beverly Hills of Arizona, and Peoria is reaching them more and more each day. Along the Sonora Foothill Mountains, you have a spectacular view of the White Peaks, the Twin Buttes, and the Bradshaw Mountains, which guess what? Includes a ton of hiking trails, a lot of outdoor activities, a lot of off-roading, a lot of biking outside, a lot of walking trails, and just a great community. It's a very family-friendly community. So here in Vistancia, we actually have 4 lifestyle communities. I like to call them little villages. That's what we call them in Estrella. That's where I'm at, in the Estrella Mountain community. But here in Vistancia, they're lifestyle communities. We have 4 of them here. Number 1 is the village, which is the multi-generational family living. Number 2 is Blackstone, which is a gated golf course community. Alright, number 3 is Trilogy, which is an active 55 plus community here in Vestancia. And then number 4 is actually one of the newest lifestyle communities here, and they're still building it today, and it's North Point. North Point is still building, and as you can see right behind me, they have a lot of new builds coming up. You have a spectacular view of these mountains here, and then right in front of us, I'll turn this camera around a little bit later, but right in front of us, you're gonna see the spectacular view. So you're literally driving down, kind of like you're driving down a mountain when you go into the city. This community here is over 71 acres. It's a huge master plan community, and they've been building since 2004, and they're still building today. And it's actually been ranked one of the #1 top master plan communities by Ranking Arizona. It's insane out here. Like, I can't even, I'm mind blown. You guys will see. I'm gonna turn this camera around for you really quick. Look at this view. That's downtown right over there, so you can see the downtown area. That's downtown Phoenix. You have South Mountain right to the south of there, right there. Over here is the Stray Mountains. And then this is Vestancia. So I'm going to stop this right here. So we're actually at one of the community centers here, and this is where I'm standing. I haven't gone in yet. I need to just kind of introduce myself, so I'm not a crazy person just out here videoing. But we have a basketball court right over here, you guys. It's brand spanking new. We have a park right here. There's kiddos playing at the park over there. Right behind the community center, you have a pool, and then you have wonderful seating over here in the on the patio over here. It is just so great. And then you have all of this green. Whoop, I just kicked the camera. You have all of this green here. So we have the playground, we have the basketball court, we have a volleyball court, and then we have the pool right here. We have the Sovita clubhouse right here, and then there's actually going to be, they just leveled out all of this land right here, so there's going to be some new builds coming soon in 2022. So it's going to be spectacular. Peoria is growing, and it's growing fast. So if you're looking for a new build in Peoria, North Peoria, I would highly recommend Vestancia. It is incredible. These views are amazing. The pool behind me over here is just spectacular. You have the sunset right out to the west. I'm eating my hair right now. And these playgrounds are insane. I wish I was a kid right now. These playgrounds are so cool. There's so much that this community has to offer. I'm not even going to be able to go into all of it in just one video, but as far as things to do, you guys, there's a ton to do. Like I said, there's a basketball court, there's a playground, there's community pools. So as far as amenities inside the community, you're never really going to have to leave here. And there's something to fit everybody. So there's, you know, whatever age range you're at, there's something for you out here. There's golfing, and there's over 1,000 acres of mountain preserves. So like I said, hiking, done. There's so many hiking trails. You're gonna find a hiking trail at every single one of these views here. We're actually at the Sovita Club here. That's where you're gonna find the basketball court, the playground, the community pool, and things like that. And on top of that, you're gonna find a wonderful patio sitting area where you can come out and cook some food and things like that. But you guys, another thing about Vestancia, there's so much to do. There's so many things to do for every generation, for all ages, whether you're up there in the retirement community or you're down here and, you know, you're a younger kid, you're 5, 6 years old, whatever it may be. There's a ton of activities. So on top of that, we are in a wonderful mountain preserve. So there's over 1,000 acres of hiking trails and walking paths and biking trails that you guys can go out and explore. And I just saw a Razor drive by. So we are also not very far from Lake Pleasant, but I just saw a Razor drive by, and I know there's some off-roading areas out here in the community as well. I'm not sure exactly where they're at, but if a Razor is close, I know there's a path somewhere. So there's a lot of sense of adventure, diversity, and just the design of this community is spectacular. And there's going to be something to do around every corner. So you're never going to be bored. You're literally never going to have to leave this place. Which, you know, in the middle of the pandemic, that was pretty good, right? Being in a community like this is something that is definitely desirable. There's also a discovery trail, which is about 3.5 miles of walking and biking paths, as well as like a little fitness path as well. There's also stargazing out here. You guys, we are so far from the city. We're about an hour away from downtown Phoenix. Not an hour, I'd say about maybe 55, okay, about an hour, 55 minutes, right? About an hour away from downtown Phoenix, which means you're also about an hour away from the Phoenix International Airport as well. So if you're looking to be close to an airport, if you're looking to be right in the middle of the city, this isn't really the place for you to be, because you are on the outskirts. You're on the way west valley, way north end. So it's going to take you a while to be able to get downtown. If you're wanting to go to Scottsdale, it's going to probably be about 45 minutes to an hour away as well. So the North Peoria area is really growing to an extensive amount where you really don't need to leave here. You have everything you need. You have grocery stores, you have your movie theaters, you have your dentist office, you have everything that you need as far as medical and anything like that. So it's really a great place to live. I know I've talked to you guys a lot about other master plan communities here in the valley, but Vestancia is one of the absolute best, and I'm not even saying that because I'm a realtor. I'm saying that because it truly is. So another amenity that Vestancia has to offer is a ton of health and fitness centers. I mean, a ton. You have yoga, you have gym, you have boot camps, you have bar classes, you have flat swimming pools, 4 lighted tennis courts, and indoor basketball gymnasium. And that is all actually at the Village at Vestancia. Now, each lifestyle community is going to offer just something a little bit different. So the Village at Vestancia offers all of that, and then the Blackstone community obviously offers a golf course because it is a gated golf course community. They also offer a half basketball court at their private community park. But on top of golfing, you get access to a 24/7, 3,000 square foot fitness center. It is open 24/7. How spectacular is that? Because a lot of places, a lot of other fitness gyms close around 9, 10 p.m. This one you get access to all day long. So if you're working from home and at 9 p.m. you're like, man, I really just need to de-stress, guess what? The fitness center is there for you in the Blackstone community. On top of all of that, you get a resort style pool, you get a heated lap pool, and you also get a children's playground. So there's something for everyone. Now, going into the Trilogy community, this one is the 55 plus community here in the Vestancia master plan community. This one is spectacular, and I know I've spoken about 55 plus communities before, but this one you get a 5-star resort style living, 5-star resort style living. It is insane. You get 2 state-of-the-art fitness facilities, indoor Olympic-sized pools, and an aerobic studio on top of golfing. So anything that you want or need in a community, you have it here at Trilogy. And on top of all of those 3, there's North Point, which is one of the newest communities here, and it's going to be for everybody, any ages, all families are able to come here and experience the community as a whole. And now, as far as things to do, you guys, just because we are far out from the central Phoenix, there is a storm coming in, so I'm going to try to do this really fast. If you guys were wondering if it rains in Arizona, it does. Look at the clouds behind me. It's a little cold today too. But as far as things to do, Lake Pleasant is about 15 minutes away from here. So Lake Pleasant, you can go fishing, you can go boating, you can go sailboating. They have those water slides at Lake Pleasant. They even have the water jet skis that you can do. What is it called? So they have jet skis, but they also have the ones where you put your feet on, you go up in the you go up in the water. People are staring at me right now, so they probably think I'm crazy. I don't remember what they're called, but it's like an air pack almost. You put it on your feet. But Lake Pleasant's not that far, and then P83, Peoria 83, right off Peoria, right off of Bell Road and 83rd Avenue. You have a lot of restaurants over there. You have Arrowhead Mall. You have a lot of shopping, a lot of dining, a lot of bars. You have the movie theaters. There's so much to do in this community. Now, as far as going into so the school districts here is actually part of one of the top rated school districts in the state of Arizona. It is the Peoria Unified School District. And this is also one of the largest districts in the state of Arizona as well. So we have a lot of K-8 schools, and we also have a lot of high schools. Now, here in the Vestancia community, we have Vestancia Elementary, and we also have Lake Pleasant Elementary as well. And they both offer bus service to the community. So they're both really, really great schools. And you can go outside of the Vestancia community as well. There's charter schools, private schools. There are also high schools out here. I think the closest high school is actually Liberty High School, and it's not too far from here. All high school age students are actually zoned to attend Liberty High School. Now, there are other high schools in the Peoria School District. There is Peoria High School, there's Raymond Escalis, there's Centennial, there's all kinds of other places out here. But if you're in the Vestancia community, Liberty High School is going to be the place where your kids are most likely going to be going. Now, there's other additional options like Basis of Peoria, there is Glendale Preparatory Academy, and there's all kinds of other schools out here. So definitely do your research on that before you decide on what school to send your kids to, because there's a ton of options. Now, if you are of college age, ASU West Campus isn't too far from here as well, and there's also a lot of online schooling nowadays. So as far as the cost of homes in here in North Peoria are around that $600,000 range. So you're looking at $600,000 and up. That's about the medium price range here for about a 3-bed, 2-bath home. And it's a great community. I mean, you get all of these amenities plus a wonderful new build. Most of these homes out here are new build communities or new build homes. So appreciation is just going to keep going up and up and up in the future. Now there is an HOA out here in the community, and the HOA is about $288 quarterly. That's with any lifestyle community you're in, but the Trilogy community may be a little bit higher up there because you are in the Trilogy and the Blackstone community may be a little bit higher up there because you are in a gated community, and you're also going to be in a 55 plus community. All right. So Peoria is a huge city here in the Phoenix metropolitan area. So there is a lot of space. Here in Peoria, it's huge. So when people ask you where you live, do you live by the 101? Do you live in North Peoria, near Lake Pleasant, off of Happy Valley Road? Do you live near the Westgate Entertainment District? Yes, people do say that. It's a lot of areas, okay? Or do you live by P83? Those are pretty much the main locations in Peoria. So if you say any of these, people who live here in Arizona usually know what you're talking about. Number 2, there is all types of things to do here in the city of Peoria. So we have lakes, we have parks, we have P83, we have the Peoria Sports Complex, we have hiking, we have horseback riding. Now going into number 3, if you're looking to bar hop, all right, Peoria isn't necessarily the best when it comes to bars and restaurants here in the city, mainly because a lot of the bars and restaurants are corporate owned, and a lot of people just head over to Glendale. You're gonna notice in this video, we use Glendale a lot here in Peoria. This is pretty much our huge entertainment district in the Glendale area, and Peoria, if you're in South Peoria, actually borders right along the city of Glendale as well. So with that being said, going into number 4, Peoria is growing, so you're gonna expect a lot of growth, a lot of new things coming here in the future. You're also going to see a lot of vacant land out here right now, and a lot of this land is actually going to be built up in the next 10 to 15 years, so it's not going to be vacant for very long at all. Speaking of growth, our entertainment is, like I said, kind of lacking, but we do have a mall here, kind of, is Arrowhead Town Center. So this is also a mall that is in Glendale. So like I said, we use Glendale for a lot of different things. And that's going into the Westgate Entertainment District. Number 6, the biggest place that you guys want to be for entertainment. We have the Cardinal Stadium over there, we have Jobbing.com Arena, the NHL used to be there, we have restaurants, bars, we have Cookie Crumbles, we have Froyo, we have all kinds of stuff, and we have a movie theater, and Dave & Buster's, and Tanger Outlets. Like, it just keeps going and going and going. We have Topgolf, and we have this huge new resort coming here in Glendale in the future as well. So yeah, if you live in Peoria and you don't want to live next to the, to the huge entertainment hub, Peoria may be the best place for you. If you don't want to live in the outskirts and you want more of a city-like feel, you may want to get closer to the South Peoria or even in the Glendale area. Number 7, if you want to live in Peoria and you still want more of those corporate feel, like the Red Robins and Red Lobsters and Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory, malls, oh my goodness, Arrowhead Town Center, you want the bowling alleys, you want Target, you want all kinds of stuff, Bell Road's going to be where you want to go, okay? So Bell Road and the 101, there's going to be a lot. This is actually where our original entertainment district used to be, is the restaurants and the bars. This is like P83, right? They tried making it into this huge thing. It hasn't really gotten there yet. P83 is right next to Peoria Sports Complex. I've done videos on this before, so it's not really like the best entertainment hub, but there are some things for you guys to do with the family out here in this area, right along Bell Road. All right, number 8, do you have a family? Do you have kids? And do you guys love to be outside? Or want your kids to be outside more? Peoria is a great place for you. We have a ton of hiking trails. We have the Lake Pleasant out here in North Peoria. We have a ton of parks. We have Pioneer Park. We have Rio Vista Park. Most communities in the city actually have a lot of parks as well. So there's a lot of options for you guys here in the city of Peoria. So going into number 9, if you guys are wanting something really close to the airport, the city of Peoria may not be the place for you, especially because North Peoria, this is where most people are wanting to move to because it's a newer development out here, it's probably going to be about 45 minutes at least to get to Sky Harbor Airport, and that's just one way, all right? That's not including traffic or anything, so it's going to be about 45 minutes. So if you guys need to be really close to the airport, Peoria may not be the city that you want to call home. Number 10, Peoria Unified School District is actually one of the best school districts in the Phoenix metro area. So it is great. I actually grew up in Peoria. I went to school here. I grew up here. It was actually really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I went to Raymond S. Kellis High School, and some of my other friends went over to Peoria High School. We were rivals, going back and forth, go Cougars. That was weird to say after such a long time, but it was a great school. I remember Kellis being more on the, sports side of things, and Peoria being more on the academic side of things. So if you guys are looking for a good school out here in Peoria, these two schools are great. And we also have other, charter schools, private schools, things like that as well. The legacy schools are out here in Peoria as well, so you guys can definitely look into that. All right, number 11, you're gonna find all kinds of different types of living in the city of Peoria. We have condos, apartments, single family homes, 3-bed, 2-bath. We also have multi-million-dollar properties here in the city of Peoria. A lot of these are going to be horse properties as well, and these are going to be properties that are going to be more in the North Peoria area. Now, keep in mind, you guys, when you're looking at homes, you're going to see that the homes in South Peoria are going to be priced a little differently than the homes in North Peoria. And the reason being is because North Peoria is brand spanking new. You're going to see higher priced homes, you're going to see bigger lots, you're going to see mountain views, you're going to see higher elevation, and a lot of the homes are closer to the lake as well, so you get a lot more outdoor amenities out here in the north part of Peoria. If you're wanting to be closer to the city, you're going to want to be more towards the southern part of Peoria. So you're going to be closer to the 101. If you want to be more on the outskirts, be closer to the 303. That's kind of how I direct my clients. You want to go north or you want to go south? What's your style of living, right? And then I'll direct you on which direction to go. Do you guys let me know below, comment below. Do you guys like more of the outdoorsy, quiet feel, or do you guys want to be in the city? If you want to be in the city, let me know. It's great over here. I love it, but personally, I like to be on the outskirts and then drive into the city whenever I need to. Number 12, this is another huge question that I keep getting. Yes, we have gyms galore. We have EOS, we have Planet Fitness, we have LA Fitness, we have Lifetime, we have a Sporta. On top of that, there's a lot of city clubs that the kids can get involved with. I grew up in Peoria, and I actually did a lot of gymnastics growing up. I was a gymnast, and I went to Flames Gymnastics Academy. We have Oasis Gymnastics Academy as well. We have a few other gymnastics academies here in the Peoria area, and the Flames is actually branched out, so they have multiple locations throughout the valley as well. So it's definitely a great space for the kids. We have baseball, football, basketball, volleyball, soccer clubs, t-ball, all kinds of stuff. Swimming's huge here in Arizona. So if you guys have questions about that, let me know. So number 13, Peoria is still up and coming. This may be something that may shock you guys, but it's actually, my hair's like falling out here. That's great. So it's actually very similar to the Scottsdale area, all right? So a lot of the homes that you see here, you're gonna get a lot more bang for your buck out here in Peoria, but it's kind of similar to Scottsdale, right? So the price point is going to be kind of the same. You get a lot more bang for your buck. You get newer homes. You get a lot more better amenities here in the Peoria area than you do in the Scottsdale area. You get less traffic in Peoria. You get less craziness. There's not as much noise going on around you. And it's just more quiet and laid back and chill. But the price point is pretty much very similar in the North Peoria and Scottsdale areas. Number 14, another question I keep getting asked a lot is, how is the vegan food here in Peoria? There's no vegan foods here in the Peoria area, which is a little bit of a bummer. That's a huge con for a lot of people that are moving here, because I see a lot more people going more towards a plant-based diet, not necessarily a vegan diet, but more plant-based, right? So the Peoria area isn't very, we're not doing well on that right now. Hopefully in the future we'll see some more restaurants becoming more plant-based and offering better options for people and gluten-free options, but right now it's very, very slim to none. All right, number 15, if you guys are looking for green, Peoria may not be the place for you. Arizona may not be the place for you, okay? We don't have a lot of green here in the state. Keep in mind, you guys are moving to the desert, okay? The desert. So we have a lot of desert plants. We have Palo Verde, we have creosote, we have aloe vera, we have agave, we have saguaro, we have all kinds of cacti, right? Prickly pear, barrel cactus, all kinds of stuff. But as far as grass, pretty non-existent here. We have fake grass and we call it turf, okay? Yes, you can clean your turf? I've been asked that, but a lot of people don't really clean their turf here in Arizona. That's weird to say, you're cleaning your fake grass. I don't know, it's weird. But that's one thing. So if you guys are looking for grass, there are other places in Arizona that may suit you more. There's Gilbert, there's Scottsdale, there's more the older homes in the Phoenix metropolitan area have more mature landscaping. Here in the newer build communities, you're not gonna see a lot of trees, you're not gonna see a lot of grass, pretty much whatsoever. So keep that in mind, you guys. Okay, so I just told you guys a lot of information about living in Peoria, but if you guys are truly going to live here, you guys have to know these facts. And some of these facts may be the reason why you guys won't want to move here, because Peoria isn't for everybody, just like any city's not for everybody. So check it out, let me know, comment below. If you guys are wanting to move to Arizona, comment MOVING, and I will comment back with the link for you to my home buyer's guide, my relocation guide, so that you guys can have and you look through it before you decide to make your move to the state of Arizona. So Peoria is actually fairly large. We are a huge city out here in the West Valley, and we're right in between Glendale and I would say a little bit of Surprise, right in that northern area. I've done a video on Peoria before, and we're not just in Maricopa County, we're also in Yavapai County as well. So we're 2 counties here in Peoria, and we're actually in North Peoria today, and that's what we're talking about. Walking and talking on videos, it's a little difficult because I talk so fast. I'm learning to slow down. But North Peoria, I'm in actually the Estancia right now, one of the largest master plan communities here in Peoria, here in the West Valley. It is one of the best communities in Peoria. We're right about an hour away from Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport. So if you're looking to be in an area that is secluded, North Peoria is great. Now, there is part of Peoria, southern Peoria, which is closest to like Peoria P83, right off of like say like Bell Road and 83rd Avenue, right along the 101. Now there's highways that do run through Peoria. There's the 303, which is out here in the North Peoria area. And you also have that 101, which is more into the South Peoria. And you also have Northern Parkway, which is a brand newer highway over there. It's very short, going from the 303 to the 101. And you also have Grand Avenue that runs a little bit through the Sun City and Peoria areas, but it's also a great route to take as well. A lot of people try to stay away from Grand, and I think that's one reason why we opened up that Northern Parkway, because it's so much easier. But on top of that, you guys, we are in a great location out here. We have a lot to offer. So North Peoria is one of the best places to live. And the reason being is we are actually still new. We're still brand new. We are still growing a lot. The schools out here are A+ accelerated. The Peoria Unified School District is one of the largest school districts in the state of Arizona, and they're just phenomenal. Have a ton of award-winning teachers, and there's so many amenities. So a lot of people are moving here from places like California and Texas and Seattle and New York, and they just want to get out of the city. You know, they want to get away from the loudness and the traffic and the noise, and the Estancia is perfect. North Peoria is perfect for you if you're looking to get away from all of that, because it's so quiet. You have everything you need out here. There's no reason why you need to go to the city. You have the medical, you have jobs, you have schools, you have high schools, you have the ASU West Campus not too far from here. Literally everything you need is right here in North Peoria. On top of that, we have a ton of hiking trails. There's actually, I think I'm on a path right now, but there's actually a path right down here. There's a path, a walking trail here in the Estancia, and there's golf courses, there's amenities out here, there's community pools, there's all kinds of stuff. So it's insane how much Peoria has to offer and how fast Peoria has grown over the last couple years. South Peoria over there near Glendale, I would say near the Westgate area. Westgate's in Glendale, but I'll show you guys here on the map here. But South Peoria, you know, the pricing down there is a little higher. Here in North Peoria, you're looking at around, you know, a minimum price point, I would say about $550 and up. $550 would be like the minimum. I've seen a lot of homes sell out here for about $600K and up, and we're actually being compared to Scottsdale right now. So Scottsdale is obviously like a Beverly Hills of Arizona, right? But North Peoria in the zip code 85383 is actually being seen as one of the high-end real estate markets out here in Arizona, and it's actually really extraordinary with how fast we've grown into that title. Now, one thing that I do want to kind of let you guys know, so if you look at the map here in Peoria, there's something called the Aqua Fria River that runs through the middle of Peoria. Now, this is not a river that you can go fishing in. This isn't a river that you can, play in and anything. It's just like a little canal that it's just a little canal that has been here for over hundreds of years, that the rainwater just kind of flows through the valley in. So it's not something I recommend you guys go play in. It's not something that you can go kayaking in. I've had clients reach out to me and say, hey, I just really want to be next to the river and off of Happy Valley. And I'm like, what river? What river are we talking about? Because I know the only river that runs through Phoenix is in more the Southwest Valley, and that's Gila River, and then the Salt River, which connects to the Gila River. So I was a little confused. So Peoria River is not necessarily a river that you can really go into. I would not recommend going into that. People have actually gotten hurt by going into the river when it rains, and kids have actually lost their lives doing that. So be very, very careful in that. It's not a river that you want to spend your free time in. Now, as far as housing out here, we have a ton of housing for all kinds of generations. We have 55 plus communities. We actually have Trilogy out here in the North Peoria area. Sun City is not too far from here. We actually have 4 55 plus communities here in the West Valley. The 4 main ones. There's Sun City Festival, Sun City Grand, Sun City West, and then the original one, Sun City, which has been around for over half a century. Oh my goodness, half a century, 50 years, over 50 years. So it's pretty extraordinary. On top of that, we have tons of apartments, tons of condos, tons of townhouses, single family homes, obviously. So if you guys are looking to buy in the Arizona area, if you're looking to figure out what is out here, there's so many options. And the price range ranges from, like I said, that 430 minimum in southern Peoria, South Peoria, some areas like that, all the way up into the $1 million price point. So there's a lot of options for you guys. So the average price point in Phoenix right now is around that $560,000 price point. Now, as far as housing, there are homes that have HOAs, there are homes that have no HOAs, so depending on what part of Peoria you want to stay in, there's a lot of options for you out here. Most of the homes, if you're in a place like the Estancia, where there are like 4 different lifestyle communities, you're going to have an HOA, and the HOA fee out here is around $258 quarterly, so it's not that bad thinking, if you break it down to a monthly fee for all the amenities that you have out here. I'm actually walking one of the parks right now, so there's a lot to offer. And on top of that, you guys, there is Lake Pleasant, that's right down the road in North Peoria. There is hot air balloon rides as well. There's speed track out here. There's so many outdoors activities that you guys can experience out here in the city of Peoria. So there's not really, you're never really going to be bored. Now, you're also going to find another thing that Peoria has to offer is a lot of community parks. So we have Pioneer Park, we have Rio Vista Park, and those 2 parks are actually in, it's more of South Peoria, right off the 101 there. It's not necessarily here in North Peoria. All right, now so after we just figured out, all these facts and reasons why you may not want to move here to Peoria, Arizona, we're going to go into a little bit of a vlog of Old Town Peoria. Old Town Peoria is the beginning of Peoria. Old Town Peoria is the most historic part of Peoria, Arizona. It's actually where I grew up, and it's grown quite a lot over the last couple years. So Peoria was founded in 1954, you guys. Peoria was founded in 1954. We have the old Peoria High School over here. Peoria High School is actually the original high school in the city of Peoria. So they have the obviously larger high school down the road. I'll show you the old Peoria High School spot, but it's pretty spectacular seeing how much the city has grown in such a short amount of time. Like I said, I grew up here. I'm born and raised here, so seeing the difference over the last 15 years has been pretty mind-blowing, because I don't know, you think of more, other metropolitan areas like, I don't know, LA County, Orange County, Bay Area. If you're moving from places like that, you don't really get to see something grow from the ground up. So like back in 2013, none of this was really here. Hi. So you have all of these cute little art exhibits here on the ground. Driftwood Coffee is actually one of the best coffee spots in Peoria. I've never actually been there before, but I'm gonna go check it out right now. I know they have like poetry slams and like great art shows and things like that. But you guys, right here, we're gonna be walking past the old Peoria High School. So these little buildings here, this is the old, very first high school in the city of Peoria. They actually The history that Arizona has to offer is it's really something else, and that's one of my favorite things about this city, or about this state, right? There's just so much history here, and I literally grew up right down the street, and I used to come here. We used to come down here all the time. We used to go shopping at the thrift shops, and yeah, this is just really cool. Now what you're gonna see off of 83rd and Olive, you're gonna see there's actually 3 rental home sites on each corner, and you're gonna have you have a Diamond Shamrock, you have a Circle K over there. You also have the Pioneer Park, which is one of the best parks in the city of Peoria as well. You guys, Peoria is pretty remarkable. So we are in the southern part of Peoria. This is Old Town Peoria. This is the oldest part of Peoria, right? If you guys have watched my other videos, you know that there is so much more growth happening in the North Peoria area past the 101. So you're looking at places like the Stancia. You're looking at places near Lake Pleasant. Yes, there is a lake here in Peoria, and Peoria is actually in 2 different counties. So Peoria is in Maricopa County and Pinal County over there by Lake Pleasant. So part of Lake Pleasant is in Pinal County, which a lot of people don't realize. It's pretty spectacular. Alright you guys, we are here in the central part of Peoria right now, and we are right at P83. So P83, you have all kinds of stuff going on here. You have the movies, you have dining and retail, you have hotels, and right across the street you have the Peoria Sports Complex right over here. So the Peoria Sports Complex has a ton of events going on throughout the year usually. They have fireworks, they have balloon festivals, they obviously have spring training over here, and it's a party. Right across the way you also have an ice skating rink over here. You have the Arrowhead Mall right across the street. You have Hooters over here. You have the Elephant Restaurant. I don't remember what that Elephant Restaurant is called actually, but there's so much going on over here. The Mariners actually play over here too. It says Mariners Way, but this is what you guys are going to see here in the Peoria area. You are going to see a lot of the P83s, and that stands for Peoria 83rd. So it's right off of Peoria, or in Peoria, right off of 83rd Avenue here. So there's actually a bike shop right behind me, and this bike shop is actually where I got one of my very first bicycles, and it actually got stolen because I left it outside overnight. It actually got stolen like a year and a half after I got it. I was very disappointed. I was so sad, but In the city of Peoria, you guys, you're gonna notice a lot of the signs, the park signs here in Arizona, especially in the older towns, are gonna look a little bit like this. And one thing about Peoria is there is a train that goes through here. So I lived pretty much right on the edge of the railroad track here in Peoria, and we would hear the train at night. It would actually be like a little bit of like a lullaby, honestly. Like if it was homey, right? So the train does run through Peoria. It's actually right off of this is where we're at right here. So we are right off of Peoria. Actually, this is, where is this? We're off of 83rd and Grand right here. So yeah, this right there in my face. Okay, so 83rd Ave and Grand. Peoria High School is right down the street. So you also have Kellis High School that is not too far from here. So those are two great high schools in this vicinity in southern Peoria, in Old Town Peoria. And over here in Old Town Peoria, you guys, they also do Christmas events. So they have a Christmas event. It used to be every December 2nd until, you know, COVID hit. We don't know what, I'm not 100% sure if they're still doing it, but they used to hold a huge holiday festival here in the city of Peoria, in Old Town Peoria, kind of like Glendale Glitters used to be. And they used to have like fake snow, live music, bands, you know, food trucks, all kinds of stuff. It used to be so much fun. It was one of my favorite things to do growing up, with coming here to the festival. And there's like, they have the theater right over here as well. So they have the Theater Arts Center. So one thing that I've noticed that they're trying to do with this part of Peoria is they're trying to make it more hip. They're trying to bring more of a younger generation here to this part of the city. It makes sense. It makes sense because you're right next to the Westgate Entertainment District, pretty much like a drop, skip, and a jump away, right? So you're not very far at all, and it's a great area to be in. It really, really is. So Peoria, you guys, like I said before, Peoria has so much to offer. Okay, so we learned everything you need to know about living in Peoria, Arizona, cost of living, what it looks like, activities for the kids, what to watch out for. So now we're gonna go into and answer your guys' question. What's the difference between Peoria, Arizona and Surprise, Arizona? They're right next to each other, but what makes them so different and what sets them apart from each other? Let's get into it. I'm going to be talking to you today about the difference between Surprise and Peoria, Arizona. So I've had a lot of people ask me, Kim, what is the difference between these two cities? Because they are so close together. So Peoria and Surprise are both here in the West Valley. So if you guys have seen other videos of mine before, you know that there's a difference between the West Valley here in Arizona and the East Valley here in Arizona, right? There's also a difference between North Phoenix and South Phoenix and Central Phoenix, okay? So Peoria is actually north of the 101, west of the I-17, which is also the Black Canyon Freeway here in Arizona. And you also have part of Peoria in Pinal County. So part of Peoria is actually, most of Peoria is actually in Maricopa County, but part of it is in Pinal County, and that is near Lake Pleasant up here in the very far end North Peoria. Lake Pleasant is over here. Now Surprise is actually a little bit underneath that. So it's a little bit south of Peoria, but it's also out here in the West Valley. Now Surprise and Peoria both also pass the 303. So the 303 out here is a new freeway out here in the state of Arizona. I say new, but it's been like, I don't know, 5-10 years old now. But I mean, that's pretty new, right? So it's been around. So actually the 303 actually cuts through both of these, right in the northern part of each city. Now, as far as cost of living goes, if you guys are looking to purchase a home here in Peoria or here in Surprise, this is my biggest thing that a lot of people are asking me about. Okay, what is the cost of living like? So I will tell you guys right now that Peoria has a higher price point, okay? A higher price point. And why is that? Why is Peoria so much higher than Surprise? Surprise, you can still find homes a little under that $500,000 mark. In the North Peoria and a lot of other places in Peoria, you can't really find homes underneath you know, that mark a lot, right? So they are actually saying that the 85381 zip code is actually becoming the new luxury market here in Arizona. So that's even surpassing Scottsdale. And if you guys have heard Scottsdale's like the Beverly Hills of Arizona. So Peoria being a high luxury market, of course, those price points are going to be a little bit higher, and for a good reason. A lot of the homes out here in Peoria are brand spanking new, whereas in Surprise, they're not as new. You do have a lot of new builds coming out here in the Surprise area, you know, west of the 303, near the 303 over here, you know, you have a lot of new builds coming, but it's a little bit further out, right? So that's the biggest thing, right? So the price point is a little bit higher in Peoria, but the homes are more affordable in the city of Surprise. who lives in these places, okay? Who lives in these places? I have so many people tell me like, oh, Kim, Surprise is just full of old people. No, wrong, it is not. Surprise is a very, very family friendly community. So you have a lot of families that live out here in the city of Surprise. You also have a great school district out here. Now we're gonna get into the school districts later on in this video because that's another thing, okay? So we also have, you know, the first 55 plus community ever in the US that is just east of Surprise. So that is Sun City, okay? Sun City Grand is another 55 plus community that is here in the city of Surprise as well. So one thing about Surprise is, yes, you do have a lot of families. You also do have a lot of the 55 plus community out here. It's not all old people, okay, you guys, gosh. It's a family friendly community. It's multi-generational, right? Whereas Peoria, you're seeing a lot more families, of course, but they're all about older millennials, right? You're looking at a lot of older millennials here. Now, one thing that's crazy, you guys, is I am a millennial, okay? Is I'm seeing a shift in who is starting to go places, right? So like I said, Peoria is older millennials. It's really, really cool. So it's also it's more hip, I would say, than Surprise. So you do have hip. When is that word gonna go out of? Out of style. Hip. Okay, anyways, Peoria is more hip than Surprise, all right? So what is there to do in these two cities, okay? So Peoria is, like I said, family friendly. We have the older millennials that live here. You are going to find better restaurants, better bars, better entertainment, just a lot more to do out in Surprise. You have P83, which you have the movie theaters out there. You have bowling. You have the Peoria Sports Complex. You also have Thunderbird Mountain over there right next to Peoria. You have the mountains out in Vistancia that you guys can go hike as well. Oh goodness, you have Lake Pleasant. What else? There's so much to do in Peoria. You have Pioneer Park. You have Rio Vista Park. Anyways, long story short, right? If you want more information about Peoria, go to this link right here. You can definitely see more information, more in-depth information about the city of Peoria. Surprise is more of like fast food and storage. So we have a lot of storage centers out here. This sounds so boring. But you also, like I said, is very family friendly. So you have this city of Surprise ballpark. You have the community center. You have movie theaters and bowling alleys. You also have a lot of fast food. So there's a lot of fast food joints out here and a lot of corporate restaurants out here in Surprise, whereas Peoria, you're looking at more, you have more diversity out in the city of Peoria. Let's just put it there. There's more diversity in the city of Peoria than there is in Surprise. In Surprise, you also have hiking at the White Tank Mountains, and you have a lot of golfing, but you also get that in Peoria too. So it kind of weighs it out in as far as like the outdoor activities, except Peoria has Lake Pleasant, so that pushes it up on the top of the list. So Peoria, by far, wins in the entertainment department. Now, we're gonna go into the school districts as well, okay? So school districts here in Arizona, you guys, if you've looked it up, Arizona really sucks with their schools out here. Our education system is kind of flawed, honestly. I grew up here, I was born and raised. We don't have the best school system, okay? But I can direct you in where the best school districts are, all right? So Peoria actually outranks Surprise by quite a bit. Peoria is one of the best school districts here in the state of Arizona, and it's right here in the West Valley. Gilbert has always been the number one in the state. Gilbert's all the way out in the East Valley, right? So depending on what area you guys want to be in, it's East Valley or West Valley. If you're moving here, if you're looking to purchase a home here, think about what area is going to be the best for you. If you're not sure, give me a call. Give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I will help make this process a whole lot easier for you, okay? So the school district of Peoria Unified School District is very, very large. I actually went to school in the Peoria Unified School District. Pretty cool, pretty great school district. So it is ranked the number 6 out of 115 school districts in the state of AZ. Number 6, you guys, number 6. This is sign language for 6. 6. Number 6 school district in the state of Arizona. For athletes, it ranks number 3 out of 118 here in Arizona, you guys. Number 3, okay, number 3. For teachers, number 10. And for diversity in Arizona, number 13. And for college readiness, it's a 9.6 out of 10, you guys. So the Peoria School District is by far like one of the best out here. It is by far one of the best. You're in single digits. For most of these, you're ranking, I'm looking at my notes here, you're ranking, in the single digits, which is really, really good. So if you're looking for a good school district for your kids, Peoria is the place to be, all right? I grew up in Peoria. It is phenomenal. I absolutely love it. I still love it to this day. There's so much to do, and between Peoria and Surprise, I mean, Peoria is the place you want to be, right? If you want to have a diverse, entertainment options, if you want to have a good school district, if you're looking for a higher price point, 550,000 and above, Peoria is definitely the place to be, you guys. So we just figured out what the difference is between Peoria and Surprise, Arizona. The biggest question, and I mean the biggest question that so many people have been asking me is, what is the difference between Peoria and Glendale? Because these two have been competitors for many, many years and for many, many reasons. But I can tell you right now, Glendale's kind of taken Peoria for its money right now, because they have a lot of growth happening, a lot of growth over there in the Westgate Entertainment District. But we're gonna get into this next video is the differences between Peoria and Glendale, Arizona. So a lot of people think that Glendale and Peoria, like I said, are one and the same. And there is a Glendale, California. I used to live there. I don't anymore. I don't even live in Glendale, Arizona, but Glendale, California and Glendale, Arizona are also two completely different things because they're obviously in two different states. So Peoria is actually more on the north end of the West Valley, northwest end, whereas Glendale is more on kind of, the north central. It's north central. So Peoria actually has a lot of land and there's a lot more space to grow, whereas Glendale, it's already centralized. There's not as much land to build on and things like that. Don't get me wrong though, there are still places to build. It's just very, very few and far between, unlike Peoria and North Peoria, things like that. So Peoria actually is up here near the 303. So the 303 runs through North Peoria. You also have the 101 right there as well. And then Glendale, you also have the North 101 right there, but it's also really close to the I-10 freeway. And if you are coming from California, or if you've been to California, you know that the I-10 is a direct path to Santa Monica, which is really cool. All of our freeways here in Arizona are very, very easy to navigate, so you can get anywhere in the valley, wherever you want to go. So the differences between these two is very, very large. It's very wide. So, and you'll see once you start, traveling around both areas. So Glendale has a lot more history. Well, I wouldn't say necessarily that Glendale has a lot more history than Peoria, because they both are pretty historic and they both have their old town. There's an old town Peoria and there's an old town Glendale. Old town Glendale has a lot more history, has a lot more shops, and it is very, I think it's about 16 blocks, whereas Old Town Glendale is only about, I would say like 3 to 5 blocks. So Glendale is actually a lot larger than Peoria is because it has been around longer than Peoria has, and it's actually more central as well. It's closer to Phoenix, so people in Phoenix, kind of branched out a little bit to Glendale, and now people are now branching out to Peoria. So Glendale has a lot of historic homes. You're going to find a lot of brick homes in Glendale. You're going to find a lot of older buildings as well, especially if you are near the Old Town Glendale area, which is downtown Glendale. This is about 16 blocks, and they used to have this phenomenal, magical experience here in Glendale called Glendale Glitters during the holidays. This year, unfortunately, I'm kind of upset about it, and I know some people are too, but they are no longer doing Glendale Glitters because it has gotten smaller over the years. They're actually doing a huge event at Murphy Park, which I will be posting in my next video right up here, one of these corners. You'll see it pop up. Anyways, so it does have a lot of history here, and they've been doing something like this for the holidays every single year, and they're trying really hard to revive the Glendale feel. And and the main part of Glendale as far as the entertainment goes is Westgate, the Westgate Entertainment District, where you can find right up here in one of these corners. So the Westgate Entertainment District is here in Glendale as well, where you have the State Farm Stadium. Super Bowl 2023 is going to be there. You have the Westgate Entertainment District, where you can go bar hopping, arcade bars, piano bars. There's a tropical smoothie bar. It's not a tropical smoothie. There's a slushy bar. There's so much more to do there. And then the Gila River Arena is there as well, where the NFL used to call their home, and now they're actually going to be moving. Not sure exactly where yet, but Glendale has a lot to offer. Okay, so Glendale has a lot of history there. Peoria, on the other hand, is still growing, like I said. So with Peoria, you are going to find some brick homes there as well. well, but you're not going to find a lot of historic buildings in Peoria, Arizona, because it just started growing. I grew up in Peoria, right off of I would say about right off of 83rd and Olive, and it was all farmland. It was all farmland. There was one house over there in the fields, and it was actually a good friend of mine's, and now there's condos popping up. There's apartments. There's a Pioneer Park right there off of 83rd and Olive. There's so much growth, and our home was built in 2004, so now there's thousands and thousands and thousands of homes and commercial businesses and parks just expanding all throughout Peoria. So Peoria is in Maricopa County, but it also branches up into Yavapai County as well up north, and it's past Lake Pleasant. So one thing that Peoria has that Glendale does not is a lake, a huge lake, one of the biggest lakes in Arizona actually, which is really neat. So Peoria, if you're looking to be outdoors, you have a ton of hiking trails, you have a ton of outdoor activities. You can go off-roading, you can go hiking, you can go fishing, you can go sailboating, all kinds of stuff. So if you're looking for more of a city lifestyle, Glendale's probably going to be the place for you. If you're looking for more of an outdoorsy lifestyle, Peoria is going to probably be the best place for you. North Peoria, and you know, there are parts in North Glendale over here on top of the 101 where you can find more outdoorsy lifestyles like Arrowhead Lakes, which I do have another video on. So Arrowhead Lakes does have Thunderbird Conservation Park right there where you can go hiking. You do have lakes in your backyards, you have golf courses there, but I'm telling you, between Peoria and Glendale, if you want an outdoorsy lifestyle, Peoria is the place to be. So that's the good thing about those two. They both offer so much, and good news is because they're right next to each other, literally the cities are right next to each other, you can get to Westgate. If you live in Peoria, you can go to Westgate in less than 30 minutes. Same thing, if you want to go to Lake Pleasant, you can be there in less than 30 minutes if you live in Glendale. So that's a plus, right? There's a plus right there. So as far as housing prices go, Peoria is going to be a little bit more up there on that higher price point because it is newer. Peoria is actually becoming the Scottsdale of the West Valley. They just compared the two. And if you don't know anything about Scottsdale yet, they say Scottsdale is like the Beverly Hills of Arizona. So that is a huge comparison. So Peoria is definitely a luxury living. You get a larger, you get larger homes out here, you get newer homes, you get newer commercial businesses, you get newer parks. There's so much that Peoria has to offer. When Glendale is going to be on that, more average price point here in Phoenix, in the Phoenix metro area. So as far as the average price point for a home here in Peoria, you're looking at an average price point of $545,000. This is for a single family home, about a 3-bed, 2-bath home here in Peoria. And in Glendale, you're looking at about an average price point of $445,000. So it's pretty cool. So Glendale is definitely on the lower price point, and compared to the average cost of a home here in the Phoenix metro, I think our average cost of a home right now is about $540,000, around there, $540,000. It was $500,000 at the beginning of 2021, but because it's about been a year since then, it's definitely gone up a little bit. So keep that in mind when you're looking for a home and you're looking at the cost of living and things like that. It's definitely going to be worth it, whatever city you choose, because they're both very affordable and they both have a lot to offer. Now, as far as the schools here in both cities, so Peoria has the Peoria Unified School District, and they also have the Deer Valley Unified School District. Both top-notch, amazing school districts. So if you are looking for a great school district, Peoria is probably going to be the place where you want to go. So Glendale actually has a few school districts in there as well. They have the Glendale Elementary School District, they have the Glendale Union School District, on top of the Cartwright School District and the Peoria Unified School District as well. So Glendale actually has Peoria Unified School District in there, and I actually went to a school that was in Glendale but part of the Peoria Unified School District, and that is Raymond S. Kellis High School. It was established, I think, in 2004. So I went to Raymond S. Kellis High School, which was part of the Peoria Unified School District. A great school district. I really enjoyed it. I know my family really enjoyed it, and I know people who are still taking their kids there and their kids are going to school there still really enjoy it as well. So if you're looking at the schools here in Peoria and Glendale, definitely do your own research, because I don't want you to just take everything I say on this video. Definitely dive into it, look online, look at Peoria Unified School District's website, look at the Glendale Unified School District's website, and definitely dive in to see what may fit best for you and your family.
As far as things to do here, like I said before, Peoria is more outdoorsy, Glendale is more city lifestyle, but you do get a little bit of city lifestyle in Peoria at P83. This is in Peoria, right off of 83rd Ave and Bell. There's restaurants, there's bars, there's movie theaters, there's the Peoria Sports Complex where there's spring training. In the summertime, on the 4th of July, the Peoria Sports Complex puts on huge fireworks shows with concerts and live bands and so many different venues and local artists, and it's really, really neat. And water and blow up water slides. It's pretty unique. So Peoria still has a lot to do. So even if you're wanting that outdoorsy lifestyle in Peoria, you can still get that city life, like I said. And the Peoria Sports Complex is over 140 acres, so there's a lot to do there, you guys. So it's pretty unique. And you also have the Arrowhead Mall over here, which is in Glendale, so there's a lot to do. So I don't want you guys to think, if you're moving to Peoria or you're moving to Glendale, that you're going to be missing out on one thing or another, because you can have best of both worlds. You have a mall, you have the Tanger Outlets, you have Westgate, you have Lake Pleasant, you have the hiking trails, Thunderbird Conservation Park, you have Rio Vista Park here in Peoria, you have Pioneer Park in Peoria. There's so many things to do. Restaurants, bars, entertainment, schools, housing. It's literally like a hot spot here in the state of Arizona in the West Valley.
If you guys are looking to move here and you're not sure what area is best for you, I am an Arizona licensed realtor here in the state of Arizona, and I'm helping people move here every single day from all over the US. So if you're not sure what area is best for you, give me a call, send me a text, send me an email. I am here to help serve and support you on your move here to the state of Arizona. And I'm here to help serve and support you at the highest possible level.